my scrappy friends. It's me, I'm back. I am working on um a spread for my yearbook blog post over at the Clique Kits blog. I will make sure I link that. So it's been a while since I've shared anything on this channel, guys, for Clique Kits. I do have another video that should be getting posted up soon, so keep an eye out for that. But if you didn't know, the new design team switched over and we are doing a lot of blog posts, so you'll be seeing a lot more of each and every one of us over at the blog. So if you want to read all about this spread, you definitely can head over there and read it. So I kind of explain what I did with that photo, and I'm using a PNG from the printables that we get with our kits, and I changed the color of the one strip at the bottom strip to a more blue color, and then I just added my photo into that. So I did all this in Photoshop, and then I just printed it out. But before I did that, I sized the page to fit in my traveler's notebook. So it's like 4 by like 8 and 2, like a quarter or something, 2.5. So I believe that's what the dimensions were. I will say, you can always just measure your page if you're not really sure how big you want it. And it does also depend if you want your paper to go all the way across the page. I left a little border. I don't mind that. But I wanted to journal on here because Yearbook is about journaling our day-to-day lives, about documenting these things that just happen every day. And I talked about this in my blog post. But this is one of the things that I absolutely love. I love journaling, and I used to do it a lot when I was a kid, but now that I scrapbook, I definitely do a lot more of that. And I like project life, but sometimes I feel like it's so hard to keep up because every day is happening and I do a lot of other stuff, and so I feel like I can't always fit project life in there. But while that's happening, I still want to document this day-to-day stuff because I want to remember it. Because let's face it, our days go by so quick sometimes. And sometimes these little teeny tiny details of things that happen every day but change just a little teeny tiny bit. And next thing you know, 3 years later, things have really changed and you just didn't realize that it was going to. So these are little things. This picture is a picture of me grading with some coffee. I homeschool my kids, and my oldest is in 4th grade and my middle is in 3rd grade ish. And I know her and her sister were doing a lot of the same stuff last year, but we kind of had to step back a little bit. But that's besides the point. But anyway, so yeah, my second is in 3rd grade and then my son is in 1st grade. And so this year it just seems like there's a lot more work, and a lot of it I think is just because my 2 girls are starting to get into the older elementary, sort of. I mean, 3rd grade is kind of in the middle, but there's a lot of work that is involved in the curriculum that we use. And so, yeah, so it feels like there's a lot of stuff. And I feel like this year more than ever, there's so many more paperwork and planning that I need to do just to be there in the present. And I mean, this is the hardest thing about being a mom and a teacher and documenter of our lives, is that there's sometimes when I feel like I want to escape and remember past things, but I really have to be present right now, right? I need to document this stuff as it's happening because I am not going to remember in 10 years those little teeny tiny things that started to change when the year started to go from, being able to just kind of fly with things, just looking at a lesson plan and just going and going. And those things those things happen so small, as it seriously has been so small. So this is one of the things that I like to do. Use my traveler's notebook to document these little changes. And I just took a photo that I took of one of the things that I do on a day-to-day basis, and I added it to my traveler's notebook. And I like to journal a lot about my days in my traveler's notebooks. I do a lot of just plain journaling with like maybe a little sticker or something like that, or a little cluster, because I need to get creative, because during the week I haven't been able to. But I wanted to show how I do that. Now this is a little bit more over, but I added that vellum, and I just added it with staples because I thought, what if later on I decide that I want to add more to this day, or I want to add more to just this whole concept of grading and how things have changed? Because I use my journaling that I added in Instagram, but there might be more that I want to add. So I just stapled the vellum, so that I can flip that up, kind of like a clipboard, and flip it up, and then I can write more underneath it, but I will still have this really cool pattern, this really fun page. And that vellum is actually from the main kit. So I'm all done talking, and I talked a lot about the journaling and stuff in it. So I hope that you guys don't mind that you didn't get a whole downplay of everything, but you can see everything over at the Clique Kits blogs. So I don't feel too bad about that, but I am so glad to share this with you. So glad to show a little bit of what I like to do in my just regular journaling. And I hope you guys are inspired to do something a little different. And I will see you guys later. Check out the links below, and have a great week. Bye.